There's 3 easy steps that you can do to help diminish your anxiety and your stress level when determining whether or not to buy a home. So let's dive a little deeper into how we're going to reduce that anxiety when you're looking to buy a home or determine whether you're ready to start looking to buy a home. So let's get into that now. I'm Derek Phillips. I'm here in the greater Charleston area, and we help people buy and sell homes here. So first step is to find somebody like me or somebody that is a realtor, real estate agent that can help you walk you through determining whether you're ready or not. So the first step is to have an open communication and interview a couple realtors. Make sure you guys have the right personality to mesh during situations that might be a little stressful. So you're going to have situations where you might not get the first or second home you put a bid in on, especially this past year or so. So in 2020, 21, 22. And so you want to make sure that once you get to that point, you have a good understanding and a good relationship between you and your real estate agent. So secondly, you want, after you get that personality checked down, you're comfortable with this person, you want to make sure that they're knowledgeable of the area, right? So you want to make sure they're up to date on what interstates are expanding, what roadways are developing into certain neighborhoods. Where I live right now, they are talking about expanding the exit ramp off of 26. So you want to make sure that they understand that. Are they building 526 into Johns Island? Things like that. So you want to make sure your realtor's up to date on that type of thing, along with the actual residential building and the residential areas, communities, and is it a golf cart friendly community? If you want to have a golf cart, can you ride a motorcycle in that community? If you have a motorcycle, there's a couple communities here where the HOA actually doesn't allow motorcycles or lifted trucks with huge loud exhausts. Those are 2 of the top things you want to talk about with your realtor, but just make sure you have an open conversation with you and your prospective realtor. Secondly, you want to make sure you get pre-approved. Now you can interchange 1 and 2 realtor pre-approval however you want to, but you need to make sure you're pre-approved. If you go into an offer and you don't have a lender that's pre-approved you for a certain amount and you put in an offer, it's gonna be a very slim chance that they're going to even take that offer seriously. They don't even know if you're approved for that amount or not. So you either have to have proof of funds or a pre-approval letter from a lender. All right, so that is step 2. So step 3 is going to be whether or not you're ready to actually make this decision. Now, hope that you're having these conversations with whoever the significant other or business partner that's in this transaction with you. That should be open communication throughout if any issues arise between you two. So you want to have smooth communication with your realtor and with anybody else that's involved in the process. So if anybody else is involved in the process, you want to be in communication with them throughout, and then you also want to be in communication with your realtor and real estate agent throughout the process as well to make sure everybody is on the same page. Let's move on to step 2, which can be kind of interchanged with step 1, but it's find a lender or get pre-approved. You can do this a lot of times online. It takes like 5-10 minutes usually for pre-approval online. I would also suggest asking your realtor. That's why I put realtor first, because usually with these vendors, as far as a lending officer, a mortgage lender, or a bank or whatnot, your realtor will have a good rapport with a lot of these people and a lot of these institutions, and they can point you in the right direction. I'm not going to get anything back from these people. There's not like a give and take type of thing. It is more so of a business relationship that we've built because we trust the work that they do. So I have a couple of people that I trust and I refer out, and you can use anybody you would like. The realtor can't tell you you have to use these people, right? So they can't entice you like that. But we can give you the names and refer people that we trust will get the job done accurately, have your best interest in mind, and also be there for you when you need you. That's a big thing for me, is to make sure that when you need somebody, they're there for you. Now, they're not there necessarily to be your beck and call. However, they are there. They should be there for at times where you're feeling overstressed, overwhelmed, and able to talk you down off of that ledge, so to speak. That's my role. I feel that's a big part of my role. It's a big part of our lender's role, I feel, because these are stressful times for new buyers, especially new buyers. All right, so the first part of that is to get pre-approved and ask your realtor who they would suggest. I would recommend that you follow their advice, but then also take a couple calls yourself and do a little bit of research yourself and make a couple of calls and get pre-approved, or see what the pre-approval process is for a couple other companies out there, right? So do your own homework as well. So secondly, with the finance part and getting pre-approved, there's a lot of that's a misconception. There's a lot that people think you have to put 20% down all the time. That's not the case. Sometimes you can get 0% down. The average first-time home buyer only puts down 7%. Right, that goes against conventional wisdom where people are telling you put down 10 and 20%. That's a little old school thinking, in the fact that now you're losing some of that equity. Now you're losing the time. Now you're putting money into somebody else's pocket as a landlord, and you aren't putting any equity into your own home. So depending on your mindset and how you feel about that, it's kind of a philosophy type of question on how you want to buy your first home. But again, the average first-time home buyer only stays in their house 7 years. The median time they stay in their house is anywhere from 10 to 12, but the average is around 7 to 8. And they also only put down 7%. So take that into consideration when you think, oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, everybody says to put down 10, 20% or whatnot. That may be the case in an ideal situation, but there aren't a lot of people that's in that ideal situation for their first home. They're just not the way things normally roll out. It's what people want to perceive a lot of times. So you also want to make sure that the lender is fairly confident and knowledgeable about that state's processes and programs that they have out there. South Carolina has a South Carolina housing, which allows you to put down 3.5%, and they also give out really competitive rates. So your lender should also know about the local programs that are out there that can help you out. There's also some grants and things that some people might qualify for, and you might even be able to put down 0% or not put down anything, right? Let's go to step number 3. It kind of puts all this together. So step number 3 is to go back to whoever it is. Hopefully you've been in conversation with this person, but whether it's their business partner or whether it's your husband, wife, or partner, whatnot, you want to make sure that you are in conversation and communication with everybody. That way everybody's on the same page. Like I mentioned earlier, communication saves a lot of stress in this transaction, including with your realtor. So even if it's a 3-way call or a video call, Skype, whatever it may be, I'm always hopping on Skype. That's what my client would like. Or I drive to meet them personally. But it's your comfort level. You're the one that's making this purchase, and we're supposed to be here to help facilitate that and give you information to help you make the best decision. So that's my role in it, and I hope that is what a lot of you have experienced and will experience. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I have other videos that's going to explain the process of actually buying the home once you get into it. So feel free to click this next video over here and find out what the buying process is once you're ready to start buying. All right, I'm Derek Phillips. Click that video, subscribe.